Happy Pride Month. Yeah, it's June. This is a Pride Month, and everybody should be proud of who they are. I mean, not everybody agrees with that, but I certainly think that that's true. I'm Scoot, and welcome to the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. There's a new poll that has come out, and it's appropriate that this comes out in Pride Month because it really is good news for the LGBTQ community. A new Gallup poll is showing that 70% of Americans now support gay marriage. That is a record high. 70%. That's up 10% from 2015. In 1996, support for local marriage was only 27%. And now, 2021, same poll, it's up to 70%. That is a record high. And this is really good news. I mean, it's about time. Remember all the people that were predicting that gay marriage was going to ruin America? I mean, I had people calling my radio show and telling me that this is an abomination. This is going to ruin our society. It's going to destroy American morals. It's going to ruin the institution of marriage. It didn't. Gay marriage has been legal for a while now. And it's always fascinating that all those people that make these dire predictions, they're never around to acknowledge that they were wrong. And they move on to something else that makes everybody hysterical. But let's go into this a little further. For the first time ever, a slight majority of Republicans support gay marriage. 55%. That is a first. 83% of Democrats support gay marriage, not a surprise. 84% of young adults, 72% of middle-aged adults, and 60% of older adults say they support same-sex marriage. So you can see that the younger people are, the more open they are to gay marriage. I don't care how old you are. Just, get over it, accept it. Because when gays get married, how does that affect you? It doesn't. It doesn't affect you. And yet people were just so scared. I think sometimes people are just afraid of change. And we've got so much in our lives that are rapidly changing all the time. It's almost nothing is stable anymore. And so maybe part of the resistance of gay marriage is the idea that there's going to be change in the institution of marriage. So change can be good. Sometimes you have to change. And I don't know whether you've noticed this, but once I tell you this, you'll start to notice more and more. There are a lot of national TV commercials that are featuring same-sex couples. Many biracial couples in national TV ads as well. But more and more, they're same-sex couples, sometimes with kids. Sometimes it's two women. Sometimes it's two men. And there's no secret about it. It's just like, hi, my name is so-and-so, and my name is so-and-so, and yes, and this is our son. And so that reflects the reality of what people are feeling. It also reinforces that feeling that people are more accepting of this now. And I don't know, I never understood the hysteria. I mean, I'm a straight guy, but I want to live in a country that treats everybody equally. Now, I want to bring up something that a host on the new comedy channel, it's a new comedy channel, Newsmax. The Newsmax comedy channel, the ultra right-wing wacko channel, Newsmax. So these people make a living trying to scare people. They make a living out of making a big deal about nothing. One of the evening hosts, Grant Stinchfield, he's shown that he's kind of homophobic anyway. Well, the latest is he's criticizing Nickelodeon because there's, for Pride Month, for June, Nickelodeon is showing a transgender person who explains the colors of the rainbow flag. This Newsmax Comedy Channel host, Grant Stinchfield, says Nickelodeon has gone off the deep end with transgender indoctrination. The Children's Channel aired this video of a drag queen, 42 years old, Andrew Levitt, who is known by the name of Nina West. And again, just explains the colors of the rainbow flag and the person's transgender. And here's the part that really gets me. The host says that parents are going to be asking questions that they don't know how to answer. He said, not that I have anything against gay people, whatever it may be, but their transgender indoctrination of kids is just out of left field. Do you understand the amount of questions parents are going to have to answer? If you can't answer a question, if your kid saw a transgender person on Nickelodeon, you shouldn't have kids. It's that damn simple. It's 2021. Stop with this, victimization. Oh my God, what am I going to tell my kids? What am I going to say to them? First of all, be smart enough to know that your kids don't know what you know. And you don't have to tell them everything. And if somebody sees a transgender person, you can just say, hey, look, that's somebody who is, wearing women's clothes, if it's a man. I grew up in New Orleans. My parents took us downtown all the time. My brother and I would try and look in the strip clubs as we went down Bourbon Street. Every time we went down Bourbon Street, we're trying to look in the strip clubs. We saw trannies. We saw gay people. We saw it all in the French Quarter. That was a long time ago. That doesn't make you gay or transgender. All of that stuff comes from inside. And I love this dilemma. What are parents going to tell their kids? If you can't figure out what to tell your kids if they see a transgender person, then I suggest you should not be a parent. So if you don't know how to answer the question, don't have kids. Wait until you can figure it out for yourself, because you've got to be able to answer questions. And sometimes the answers can be very innocent depending on the age of the child. You don't have to go into much details. The child is young, just, I don't know, whatever comes to mind. Hey, those are two people who love each other. So what? Hey, that's somebody who dresses a little differently. There are heterosexuals who don't all look alike. Some heterosexuals, men, are very, very macho. Some heterosexual men are effeminate. Mick Jagger, Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin, Steven Tyler, David Bowie. These are, well, David Bowie admitted that he was bisexual, and he and Mick did have that incident together. But do you see what I'm saying? There are straight men who are more effeminate than others. Everybody has a masculine and feminine side. So you just answer it that way. Everybody's different. And what if your kid, your male child, has a strong feminine side, and you start making fun of people that are effeminate, you are hurting your child. So let's just get over it and accept each other. And I am so proud to say now that here in 2021, gay marriage did not destroy America and did not destroy the institution of marriage. And it is heterosexuals that continue to disrespect the institution of marriage by the way they treat their wives or husbands, by the way they are so quick to divorce. So, don't blame any failures of marriage on the LGBTQ community. The blame falls on heterosexuals. And as I said a moment ago, not being gay, why do I want to make this argument for gay marriage? Why do I want to make the argument for gay rights? I don't gain anything, but yet I do. Because you know what I gain? I gain the feeling that I live in a country that treats everybody equally. And that if you're an American citizen, if you're in America, you have a right to marry who you want to marry. And I'll mention this one more time. Being against gay marriage is essentially asking the government to make rules about marriage. The government is involved in the private institution of marriage, a private decision between two consenting adults. And anybody who wants the government to somehow stop that from happening cannot consider themselves a true conservative, because you're asking for government intervention in a very private area of life. Join me on my radio show on WWL in New Orleans. Download the app Odyssey, Audacy. Type in WWL. I'm doing the show from my apartment in downtown New Orleans. French Quarter is just a couple blocks right over there. So it picks up the sounds of the streets of New Orleans. And I hope everybody's okay, but you hear sirens and I guess you never know. But join me on my radio show. It's WWL, 870 AM, 105.3 FM, or download the app Odyssey, Audacy. Type in WWL. I'm on the air Monday through Friday from 1 to 4 Central Time in the afternoon. And thank you for joining me here on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel.